Donald John Trump was born on June 14, 1946, in the borough of Queens, New York City, into the large and ambitious Trump family. His father, Frederick Christ Trump, was a successful real estate developer who had built a vast business constructing and managing middle-income housing for working-class families in Brooklyn and Queens. His mother, Mary Ann MacLeod Trump, was a Scottish immigrant who came to the United States from the Isle of Lewis in Scotland. The family was firmly rooted in the culture of discipline, ambition, and a sense of striving for success, traits that would leave a lasting imprint on young Donald. He was the fourth of 5 children, and his siblings included Mary Ann, who would later become a federal judge, Fred Jr., whose life struggles and untimely death would deeply affect Donald, Elizabeth, and Robert. Each child had their own unique path, but Donald's personality quickly revealed itself as the boldest, most outspoken, and most ambitious. Growing up in the post-war years in Queens, Donald's early environment was one of both opportunity and competitiveness. His father, Fred Trump, was a strict and pragmatic businessman, demanding discipline and excellence from his children. From an early age, Donald was known for his strong will and sometimes unruly behavior. Teachers and family members often described him as energetic, confident, and not afraid to speak his mind, sometimes to the point of confrontation. His parents recognized both his intelligence and his difficulty with authority. By the time he was in his early teens, his behavior was considered difficult enough that his parents enrolled him in the New York Military Academy, a boarding school in Cornwall-on-Hudson, New York, when he was just 13 years old. At the academy, Trump was introduced to a strict regimen of discipline, military drills, and academic rigor. Though initially resistant, he thrived in the structured environment. He developed leadership skills, learning how to command respect from peers, and he excelled in sports such as baseball and football. His time there instilled in him a sense of order, authority, and competitive drive. The military school also gave him a taste for recognition, as he earned roles in leadership positions, which reinforced his love of being in charge. These formative years at the New York Military Academy helped shape his personality into one that thrived on competition, hierarchy, and ambition. After graduating, Trump began his college career at Fordham University in the Bronx, but after 2 years he transferred to the Wharton School of the University of Pennsylvania, one of the most prestigious business schools in the country. At Wharton, he studied economics and developed a deeper understanding of the real estate industry, though those who knew him said he was not a standout academic. Trump himself often spoke about Wharton as if it were an elite Ivy League education that cemented his credentials as a serious businessman. Eric Leroy Adams was born on September 1, 1960, in Brownsville, Brooklyn, and grew up in poverty in South Jamaica, Queens, raised by his single mother who worked as a house cleaner. He and his 5 siblings often faced the uncertainty of eviction or not knowing where their next meal would come from. At age 15, an incident of police brutality, being beaten in the basement of a precinct house, prompted a profound transformation rather than despair. He made a solemn vow to join law enforcement, believing that change must come from within. He graduated from Bayside High School in 1979 and later pursued higher education at the New York City College of Technology, AA, John Jay College of Criminal Justice, BA, and earned a master's in public administration from Marist College. Adams embarked on a career in law enforcement, joining the New York City Transit Police in 1984. Following the merger, he continued as an NYPD officer, eventually retiring as a captain after more than 2 decades of service. During his law enforcement tenure, he witnessed and fought racial profiling and brutality firsthand. In 1995, he co-founded 100 Blacks in Law Enforcement Who Care, beginning as a small group of 10 officers each charging themselves with recruiting 10 more, aimed at combating racial injustices and aiding local communities through seminars and financial support. His activism marked him as a reformer within the force. In politics, he began as a registered Republican in 1995 but shifted to the Democratic Party around 2001 to better align with New York politics. After retiring from policing in 2006, he ran for the New York State Senate and was elected to represent Central Brooklyn's 20th District, serving from 2007 to 2013. His tenure was characterized by advocacy for police accountability, marriage equality, gun control, and fighting systemic misconduct. Even defending a fellow legislator charged with assault, and encountering scrutiny over fundraising ethics during his chairmanship of the state Senate's Casino Regulation Committee. In 2013, he was elected the first African-American borough president of Brooklyn, securing an overwhelming 91% of the vote. As borough president, he championed free tuition for community colleges and public health programs promoting plant-based diets. He took controversial stances on issues like rent, infamously telling non-native New Yorkers to "go back to Iowa, you go back to Ohio," reflecting his belief that the city belongs to its long-term residents, even while drawing substantial funding from real estate stakeholders outside New York. In 2021, Adams emerged as a leading moderate Democrat in the crowded mayoral primary. Utilizing ranked choice voting, he clinched the Democratic nomination and then won the general election against Republican Curtis Sliwa with 66% of the vote.